Alright, what's up my peeps? Welcome to part 2 of the 5-minute sauna talk. And in this video, I want to touch base on accessories again, but more towards the performance side of things, right? On the last video, I was speaking on accessories more towards the corrective exercise world. So if you're someone who has a pretty decent understanding on how to have these joint functions and how to implement the right type of torque in these movements, and you just want to improve on your main lifts, such as your back squat, bench press, or improve on time trials and your runs and your rows, or even improve on your gymnastic skills like the pull-up and push-up, okay? And I'm gonna try to help you how to implement some accessories to help you improve on those performances, okay? So one example that I had in mind was a deadlift, which is one of my favorite movements. And if you're someone who's more anterior dominant, meaning your anterior chain is stronger than your posterior chain, the muscles in your back, okay? And you're applying the deadlift at a heavy weight and you're noticing there's a lot more stress going in the front, I would recommend just giving that a break. So stop doing these 1RM tests and focus on these accessories a little bit more, right? Focus on firing up your posterior chain. Focus on firing up the muscles in your back more than your front, okay? I would start off going bilateral first. So do stuff with both feet on the ground, or hold on to things with both hands. Something that's stable, and see if you have another imbalance, meaning if one side is working more than the other, right? So to make it less confusing, what I mean is, let's say you're doing a good morning as an accessory, which is pretty much you applying a bend with a barbell, or let's say a band, and you notice that your hip is shifting more to the right side, right? So if you're applying a good morning and you notice your hips shift more to on one side, then that's a good indicator that you're not only are you anterior chain dominant, but you're also one side dominant. So meaning one side is stronger than the other. So after noticing that, so doing a couple bilateral exercises and actually filming yourself and you actually see it, then I would probably transfer over to some unilateral exercises, meaning doing some single leg work or single arm work, right? Try to balance out the other side. So I wouldn't neglect the bilateral exercises. I wouldn't neglect the two-legged or two-armed workouts or exercises, I mean. But I would probably go with the 1-3 ratio or 1-2, depending on how intense it is, right? So, for example, for every double leg accessory, I would go with 3 single leg accessories. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So that's one example of how accessories can actually help you improve on your performance in your deadlift. Do that for a couple weeks, and then when it comes to a retest, like test with the same number you had done before. Notice in the video, or even notice how you feel. I'm a big fan in feeling more than actually seeing. So if you feel a difference and you feel a little bit more balanced, or you feel like that weight came up a lot smoother, beautiful, like it's working, okay? Another example I had in mind was a pull-up. So let's say you're pulling yourself up and chin over the bar, and you have that excessive internal rotation in your shoulders, right? Meaning, if you're here, you pull yourself up and you have that rotation in the shoulders, that's telling you that you're putting a lot of stress in the front, okay? That shoulder shouldn't be in that position when you're pulling yourself up. That's saying that you're neglecting the back muscles here. How the shoulder's supposed to be positioned after the pull is you're here, and the shoulders is supposed to be, boom, right on the back and down position, okay? That's telling you that your back's actually working the right way, okay? You shouldn't be pulling yourself and excessively shrugging over and over and over. You're just gonna be putting unnecessary stress in the front and on your upper traps, okay? The stress should be on the lower side of your back and your lats, okay? So again, I would probably give those pull-ups a break and then work on some accessories that would actually fire up your low traps and your lats. And do some accessories, do some cable rows, okay? Actually do some eccentric, do some tempo work, do some isolation work, and feel the muscles that are supposed to be worked, right? Focus on them, like actually contract them. Okay? Start developing those muscle groups, guys, okay? Because if you continue to do these pull-ups over and over the wrong way, then you're just gonna lead yourself to an injury. So again, I would start off doing some bilateral exercises, and if you notice one side doing more work than the other, transfer over to some unilateral exercises, but don't neglect the bilateral stuff. So for every 1 bilateral, do 3 unilateral, or 2 or 4, depending on how you're assessed, okay? So in the end, when you go and attempt the pull-up again, now it's gonna go from here to here. Notice the difference. When your shoulder's in a better position during the pull, your back is working a lot more properly, meaning it's putting your shoulders in a more stable position. So instead of constantly doing this over and over and over, you should be here every single time. Your shoulders down and back in a good position, okay? Fire up the right muscles, guys. Fire them up, because in the end, they're just going to help you on the performances, and the better performance you have in your training, the better outcomes you're going to have in the end. And there's so many more examples, guys. Let's say if you want to improve on your run and you have that pronation on your feet, so meaning like it's collapsing inwards and your toes are angling outwards, then there's some accessories that can actually help you improve on actually feet positioning and improve on your strides. But again, a lot of these accessories will actually benefit your performance in general. It's not just for those that's in need for corrective exercises. It's also for those who are trying to improve and actually benefit their performances in their lifts, their monostructurals, and their gymnastics. All right, guys, hope that helps, and have a good day.